Go ahead and open works public hearing on SCR 8. Can we have somebody, please?
Mr. Chair, Senate Concurrent Resolution 8 honors the life and service of Private William Ezra Leon Calkins, who lived from 1925 to 1942. There's no fiscal impact and no revenue impact. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We're going to have Senator Sollman to come up. Also, Colonel Jacob Scott, Oregon National Guard. Please come forward, both of you.
Good afternoon, Chair Jama, Vice Chair Bonham, and members of the committee. For the record, I'm Janine Sollman. I'm the state senator for Senate District 15. As you know by now, that represents Forest Grove, Cornelius, Hillsborough, and the Rock Creek area of Washington County. I come before you today as the proud daughter, wife, sister, sister-in-law, and niece of several generations of a military-strong family to pay tribute to the life and service of Private William Billy Calkins in support of Senate Concurrent Resolution 8. In 1941, when he was just 16 years old, Private Calkins told a very big lie. His lie was not to dodge a draft to avoid service, but instead, he lied about his age so that he could enlist in the service in the United States Army because he felt such a true duty to truly serve his country in such a selfless way. While serving in the Philippines, where I happened to be born when my father was serving, Private Calkins was captured in the Bataan Peninsula. After serving the Bataan Death March, he was imprisoned at the Cabanatuan prison of war camp, where he died on November 1st, 1942, when he was just 17 years old. As part of the Defense POW MIA accounting agencies, the Cabanatuan project, which began in 2018, the remains of Private Calkins were identified on April 7th, 2024. This past year, on September 13th, 2024, the remains of Private Calkins were finally laid to rest with full military honors next to his mother's grave at Furlong Memorial Park in my district in Hillsborough. Colleagues, I thank you for your time and your attention, and I encourage your support of SCR 8 to honor the life and service of Private Billy Calkins. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair Jama, Vice Chair Bonham, members of the committee, it's a blessing and an honor to be with you today. I'm Chaplain Colonel Jacob Scott of the Oregon Army National Guard, and I bring my testimony in support of SCR 8. Part of the U.S. Army's warrior creed is that I will never leave a fallen comrade. As an Army chaplain, I'm committed to nurture the living, care for the wounded, and honor the fallen. And it was a beautiful Oregon day last September when I was honored to officiate Private Calkins' reinterment alongside his family. I will never leave a fallen comrade. This is our pledge to each and every service member and their families. And thanks to the DPAA, Billy Calkins was accounted for early last year. This was the promise our nation made to him when he enlisted in the regular Army in 1941 prior to D-Day at age 16. An acquaintance helped him with his big lie, signing off on his enlistment into the military as his guardian because of his age. That narrative will always be overlaid against the heroism and sacrifice of thousands of people like Billy. Amid the horrors of the Bataan Death March, in the Cabanatuan POW camps, where he died just months after his 17th birthday. The Manila American Cemetery and Memorial in the Philippines, where Billy was temporarily interred following the war, contains the largest number of graves of any single site of our military dead of World War II. Formerly, more than 17,200. There, a limestone hemisphere monument features the tablets of the missing containing more than 36,000 names. Among those names permanently inscribed is Private William Ezra Leon Calkins of Oregon. But now his name is adorned with a brass rosette. signifying that his remains rest in a known grave. There are 439 rosettes now found on the tablets of the missing, and God willing, we will bring them all home. Indeed, if you search his name on the American Battle Monuments Commission website, you'll see that Private William E. Calkins' status now states, quote, recovered. But he's not just recovered, he's remembered. And this resolution honors his life and service. A friend of mine, a fellow chaplain, remarked, talking about September 11th, that remembrance helps us make meaning of our lives. In remembering Billy Calkins and all those who served in World War II and every war on both sides, may we discover inspiration for our lives in the present and hope for the future. Remembering Billy Calkins today honors our commitment to never forget, not just for this brave Oregonian, but also the thousands like him and their families and communities across our great nation who remember. I encourage your support of SCR 8 to honor the life and service of Private Billy Calkins. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Oregon, and God bless America.
Thank you. Questions? Vice Chair Bonham.
Thank you, Chair Chalmers. Do we know if Private Calkins has any remaining family in Oregon?
Yes, Senator. His half-brother, John Calkins, still lives in Oregon and is his next of kin.
Awesome. I know we had a -1 amendment to the previous. I'm not suggesting necessarily that that's required, but it would be awesome when you carry this that we mention that.
Any additional questions?
It's really just a
Senator
point
Golden.
of curiosity, Mr. Chair. Sir, I wonder if you know of anyone else that young who died in service?
Senator, personally, I do not. But being a father, I'm amazed that a young man like that would volunteer.
Got to be extraordinarily rare, wouldn't you say? You need a lie to do that.
How many of those stories have we heard, though, Senator, from that war alone?
Thank you.
Any additional questions?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just say this, they're the
Yes,
greatest
Senator-
generation for a
yes,
reason.
Senator Manning.
Well, you know that it is very common for people to enlist in what they call the delayed entry program. So that can go as back as far as age 15, 16, and then when they hit that magic number 17, then of course they can ship to basic training. So it's not uncommon that someone age 16 might get a little boost or something like that. I think that the military now is doing more scrutinizing of age and everything else going into the service. Certainly if you have a felony, then that's it, you're not going in on your record. So these are exemplary citizens that are willing to put their life on the line to protect the Constitution of the United States. And unfortunately, the military is designed to protect and defend, which means that people will go in there knowing that it could be the last full measure of devotion to this nation that they experience. So thank you, Senator Sollman, for bringing this forward. Colonel, as always, the chaplain, I look forward to seeing you all of the time. And certainly, without question, I am supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sollman.
Thank you, Chair Jama and Senator Manning and Vice Chair Bonham for your comment. I absolutely will mention that in the floor statement. So thank you for that reminder.
Yeah.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Senator Sollman, for bringing this SCR 8 forward. And thank you, Colonel, for joining with us today. We don't usually get a high-ranking Army Colonel in this building. So thank you so much for your service to our country. Really appreciate you.
It's an honor, Senator. Thank you.
Any additional questions, comments?
No, just one other thing. I will be attending the ball this Saturday. So it is a formal, and if you never had opportunities, Senator, to provide or to attend a military ball, full dress, it's amazing. And sometimes people think that, Only thing that you're going to be hearing are military songs. The bands are awesome. They perform everything and stuff, you know.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and now close public hearing SCR 8.